My fiancé sold our wedding home to buy a bag for his childhood friend, and on our wedding day, he cried tears of regret. Chapter 1. 3 days before the wedding, my fiancé sold the wedding home we had spent 3 years preparing. His buddies were stunned. Are you insane? You sold the house just because Luna wanted that limited edition designer bag. Does no? Where is she supposed to live after the wedding? Yeah. Grace oversaw everything in that house, inside and out. It was all her hard work. Marcus took a swig of his drink, his face indifferent. She loves me so much. She almost lost her life taking a knife for me back then. Why would she care about house? Besides, didn't she always say that wherever I am, that's home? This is a perfect way to see if she truly meant it. Carrying a special hangover remedy, I stood outside the private room, then quietly turned and left. On the day of the ceremony, Marcus's phone calls came in urgently. Grace, where did you go? Everyone's waiting for you. I looked at the familiar street view outside the window. I've already completed the legal marriage paperwork and gone home. That home had been my passion project for 3 years, starting from the very first interior design blueprints. But with a single I really want it from Luna, Marcus turned it into cash and bought her a bag. I stood outside the door, my hands trembling violently. Even breathing felt painful. Marcus's friend Ethan couldn't help but ask, Marcus, you should at least tell Grace about this, right? Selling a house isn't like selling something cheap. When she comes back and finds her home gone, won't she lose it on you? Marcus waved his hand impatiently. Are you done? It's Grace. Grace all the time. Am I going to treat her badly? At worst, I'll just rent another place. But that house was your wedding home. It's different. What you did is pretty hurtful. Marcus looked annoyed. If she finds out, she'll start crying and whimpering, asking a million questions. I don't have time to comfort her anyway. She loves me to the bone. Would she really break up with me over this? Don't forget, that scar on her is for me. Selling a house is nothing. Someone nearby started nudging each other and egging him on. I get Marcus's thinking. It's all for Luna, isn't it? Who wouldn't be smitten when a beauty is right there? Haha. We always bet Marcus would end up marrying Luna. Well matched. A perfect pair. Marcus's face darkened. Shut up, all of you. Grace can't hear this. If she makes a fuss, I won't forgive you. Everyone laughed even harder. All right. We won't say anything. Marcus is amazing. He's had completely wrapped around his finger. The words had barely left their lips when Marcus's phone rang. And Luna flashing on the screen. The people around them instantly fell silent. Their gazes suggestive. The real deal has arrived. Marcus didn't object. A smirk played on his lips, and his voice instantly softened by 8 degrees on the other end of the line. Luna's voice was sweet and soft. Marcus, you really bought me the starry? I heard that bag went for $3 million at auction. Yes, the money's been paid. It'll be delivered to you next week. But wasn't that a bit extravagant? Just $3 million? Anything is worth it as long as you're happy. A satisfied sigh came from Luna's end. You're so good to me. When I get the bag, I'll show it to you first. Marcus's eyes crinkled into a smile. Good, I'll be waiting. Hung up the phone, and his friends immediately gathered around him. A $3 million bag. Marcus, are you planning for Luna to just move straight into a new place with that bag? Does know about this? Marcus casually picked up a bottle of wine. Grace and I, we've been together so long. She's not particular about these things. Luna is different. She's delicate and needs more security. I stood outside the door, my heart utterly cold. All the furniture in our wedding home was something I'd scoured the city's discount stores to find. Once, I set my heart on a sofa priced at $20,000, and Marcus immediately frowned. $20,000 for a sofa. Do you think money grows on trees? Isn't sitting on the floor the same? Later, he picked one, still looking displeased when he paid. The showed 1888. It turned out he wasn't stingy. His generosity simply never extended to me. Chapter 2. On the way home, I rolled the car window all the way down. The wind rushed in violently, stinging my face. 3 years. I had been foolish for 3 years. When I first said I wanted to design our home myself, he twirled me around, saying okay. In that moment, I truly believed he held me as the apple of his eye. He remembered. He must have remembered. He remembered that day when a thug's knife lunged towards him, and I didn't hesitate to shield him. The wound just 1 centimeter from my heart. I was in a coma for 3 days and nights at Saints Medical Center, and he cried by my bedside, promising to love me forever. But he didn't care at all, or perhaps, in his heart, that scar was merely capital for his impunity. The doctor had warned that too much emotional fluctuation could affect the nerves of my old wound. I tilted my head back, trying to swallow down the bitterness, but my chest felt tight with anxiety. Marcus's phone rang, with deafening rock music in the background. Grace, my buddies are throwing me a bachelor party tonight. Go to bed early. Don't wait up for me. I was silent for 2 seconds. Okay, at a.m. I tossed and turned, unable to sleep, and opened my social media post. Liam posted a set of photos with the caption, "Wishing my best brother bidding farewell to singlehood." In the center of the grid of 9 photos, Luna was laughing, clutching a sparkling bag, practically draped over Marcus, whose hand was firmly supporting her waist. The comments section below exploded. "Holy cow, isn't that starry?" Marcus went all out. "These two look so good together." "What a shame, Marcus. Take it easy. Don't let Grace see this." Marcus himself replied, "Grace isn't that petty. If she makes a fuss over something like this, then we might as well not get married." I closed my phone expressionlessly. He counted on me not daring to, just as he counted on me tolerating him selling the house, tolerating him buying a multi-million-dollar bag for Luna, tolerating every ambiguous excuse of "we're just friends." But this time, the place where my heart had been stabbed seemed to no longer hurt. I didn't want to tolerate it anymore. I went to Saints Medical Center for my follow-up appointment alone. How many times have I told you? The wound would ache on rainy days. You need someone to accompany you and apply medicine on time. Listening to the head doctor's helpless scolding, I forced a smile. I'll be fine on my own. Not long after leaving Saints Medical Center, the sky suddenly opened up with torrential rain. I ducked into a dessert shop on the corner, and as I turned my head, I saw Marcus, beaming, holding a spoon. Luna leaned in and ate the cake he offered her. The Edition designer bag was slung over her arm, still sparkling, and the watch on her wrist was a gift Marcus had claimed last week was for an important client. I forced a sarcastic smile and ran home through the heavy rain. When returned, I had just finished showering, my hair still dripping. He saw me and paused. "Why do you look like a drowned rat?" "I went to Saints Medical Center." Marcus's expression instantly stiffened. "Why did you go to Saints Medical Center today?" I let out a soft laugh. "I've told you many times." Marcus ran his hand through his hair, agitated. "I've been busy lately and forgot anyway. Your injury's healed. Missing one appointment won't kill you." I watched him silently. The doctor said it might recur if I don't take proper care of it. Marcus was speechless, not saying a word for a long time. When he finally looked up, there was a hint of anger in his eyes. "Are you trying to bring up that scar again?" So, my reminder in his eyes had become a bargaining chip for attention. Seeing my silence, Marcus's temper flared. "Are you giving me that lifeless look again? So what if I didn't go with you? Is it really that big of a deal?" I glanced at his shirt collar and said softly, "There's cream on your collar. You didn't wipe it clean." Marcus instinctively reached for his collar. Then his movement abruptly stopped. I added slowly, "the on Luna's wrist really suits her." Marcus's face instantly turned beet red. He pointed at me, trembling with anger. "You followed me? Grace, are you crazy? She just got back and isn't used to things. So what if I took her out to cheer her up? She's been alone since she was little, with no one to rely on. How pathetic. She only has me. Do you really have to be so petty and calculative? Is it even worth it?" I couldn't help but laugh out loud. How interesting. I was also alone when I went to Saints Medical Center. "I didn't see you feel sorry for me then." Marcus instantly blew up, defending himself. "How can she be like you? Besides, when have I not felt for you? Do you really need me to be by your side?" Before he finished speaking, his phone rang again. It was Luna. Marcus quickly answered. From the other end came Luna's tearful voice. "Marcus, I think I got wet in the rain and have a fever. My head feels so dizzy. Wait for me at home. I'll be right there." Hung up the phone. He turned to leave without even glancing at me. At the door, he turned back to throw out another line. "You should reflect on yourself at home. Tomorrow, come with me to order the wedding banquet flowers. And stop using dirty tricks like following people. It looks truly degrading." Marcus left, but his words buzzed in my ears. Degrading? He was right. I just didn't understand it until now. It seems my heart was blind all along. Chapter 3 On the Way to Bloom, Petal. The air in the car felt heavy and oppressive. I put on my headphones and turned to look out the window. Marcus's fingers tapped impatiently on the steering wheel. An apartment in Southwood is actually quite good, convenient transportation, and a good location too. He darted a glance at me from the corner of his eye, Seeing that I ignored him, he coughed and raised his voice. I heard it's a new apartment complex, with a better environment. Many young people like to rent there. How about we go take a look? Without opening my eyes, I let out a hum from my nose. Marcus's brows furrowed, and his tone carried a hint of anger. Grace, I'm talking to you. I slowly opened my eyes. I'm listening. What else? Marcus instantly deflated like a popped balloon. Nothing. Just talking. The wind blowing in from the car window cleared my head a bit. Marcus, about the house. Do you have something you want to tell me? I stared at his profile. This was my last chance for him. He avoided my gaze and replied flatly, no, not at all. Aren't I always listening to you? I lowered my eyelids, my heart sinking completely. He was still pretending. He couldn't even spare me a single truth. Even at this point, if he had just told me the truth, I might have. No, it was impossible now. I clenched my fists. So this reckless trampling was what I had risked my life for. Marcus seemed to sense something, and nervously rubbed his nose. He thought, she must know. She's intentionally giving me the cold shoulder. I'll just sweet talk her once we're legally married. Next to Bloom Petal was home-style furnishings. I walked straight in and saw that the walnut dining table I had ordered earlier was finished. As I was about to pay, a syrupy voice rang out from behind me. Marcus, didn't you say you'd come with me today to pick out a crystal chandelier? Her again? Luna saw me and dramatically covered her mouth. Oh, Grace, I'm so sorry. My eyesight isn't great. I didn't see you. Oh, are you buying furniture too? This store's crystal chandeliers are so beautiful, perfect for a large apartment. Marcus even said he wanted to install one in my new home last time. My fingers tightened one by one. So he had already picked out a new home for Luna, while I foolishly was guarding an empty shell he had already sold. Waiting for an explanation, Luna picked up a brochure. Grace, look at this. It's air-shipped from Italy. It would look absolutely stunning in the entryway. I took a step back, avoiding the brochure she offered. No, thanks, I've already made my selection. You two can take your time. Luna froze for a moment, and her eyes instantly welled up, looking as if deeply wronged. Do you not like me being here? Then I'll just go. Marcus grabbed Luna's hand. Why would you go? This has nothing to do with her. He turned and stared intently at me. Grace, Luna will be family to us from now on. Can you be a bit more polite to her? Don't bring your outside attitude into our home. I was stunned. Family? What kind of family? How come the lady of the house, didn't know? On second thought, he could sell our shared home without a second thought. So what else would he need my permission for? Only you fall for her manipulative games. If you want to leave, just leave. Why put on such a show? Both of them froze, clearly not expecting me to be so direct. Luna was on the verge of tears from indignation. Fine, I'll leave now. I won't bother you anymore. Marcus, however, pulled her shoulder closer. Grace, we're getting married soon. Can you be a little more composed? Since our engagement, when have you ever given me a kind look? And now you want to drag into this? Luna softly tugged at him from the side, but her body pressed closer. Marcus, don't say any more. Marcus's emotions completely erupted. I'm going to say it. I'm fed up. Grace, keep being difficult. Don't let this trivial matter cause you're old wound to split open again. Then you'll blame me for not warning you. The store instantly fell silent, and the sales associates awkwardly bent their heads to tidy merchandise. My heart felt frozen solid. So in his eyes, my scar was just something I use for attention-seeking. Temper tantrum. I actually deluded myself into thinking he would remember his past promises. Just as the scar remained on my body, how many times had Luna called saying she was not feeling well or couldn't sleep, and Marcus would immediately drop everything to be with her. Meanwhile, when my wound became inflamed and I had a high fever, almost passing out, Marcus, because he had to accompany Luna to a late-night movie, only texted me back, get some rest. I'll be there after I'm done. I didn't see him all night. Every time I complained, Marcus would frown and tell me off. Naive. Luna is all alone. She needs me. On third anniversary, Marcus promised to take me to Willow, the town where we first met. I joyfully planned the itinerary, but he completely forgot. It's just an anniversary, isn't it? We can celebrate it another time. Yet for any of Luna's birthdays, Marcus would start arrange things half a month in advance, booking the most expensive restaurants, giving limited edition gifts, and even boasting about it on a social media post. Happy birthday to the most important little princess in my life. Scenes from the past overlapped with the present moment. I felt exceptionally exhausted. Perhaps I should have let go a long time ago. I turned to leave, and Marcus's gentle voice came from behind. She's probably having pre-wedding jitters. You're my little angel, don't mind her. It was really quite something for him to even find an excuse for me. Through the glass display window, I saw him gently holding Luna's hand, leading her to look at that expensive crystal chandelier. The sight was so blinding. I couldn't keep my eyes open. That evening, Marcus sent me a voice message. Grace, stop throwing a tantrum. I'm working hard through thick and thin every day, and I come home only to see you giving me the cold shoulder. You're making me really unhappy. We're going to be family soon. I hope you can be understanding. His voice carried a hint of tipsiness, and he continued rambling on about something. I didn't want to listen anymore. He was the hardest working, the one who needed the most understanding. Then I would make him happy. I would give him what he wants. Chapter 4. The day before the ceremony, Marcus probably couldn't hold it in any longer and finally called me. Grace, all the procedures before and after the wedding, you've confirmed them, right? Tomorrow we'll go to the county's office first, then to the wedding venue. You're clear on the specific schedule, right? I replied affirmatively, while my hands were stuffing the last piece of luggage into the suitcase. Yes, I'm clear. Marcus noticeably breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. That's good. Tomorrow, I'll pick you up. The next day, I changed into a crisp white shirt instead of the 80 yuan wedding dress H complained was too expensive. The sound of a car horn came from downstairs, and my phone rang too. Marcus's voice sounded urgent. Grace, Luna is having some moving issues. I need to go help out, so I won't have time to pick you up. Just take a taxi to the county's office yourself. It's just getting the marriage paperwork done, after all. I'll head straight there later. I replied calmly. Okay. Marcus paused, seemingly noticing something was off about me. You're not upset, are you? No. Go ahead. Hung up the phone, Marcus let out a breath and turned to Luna in the passenger seat. It's handled. Let's go finish moving your things first. Luna pouted, her face full of grievance. I'm sorry, Marcus. It's all my fault. I delayed you getting your marriage paperwork done. Marcus reached out and stroked her head. Silly girl, your matters are more important than anything else. But in his heart, there was a faint unease. Grace's calm was a little abnormal, he thought. Never mind, she probably figured it out, knowing I do care about her. Once we're married, I'll make it up to her properly. At the entrance of the county's office, Ryan's relatives and friends had all arrived. But neither the bride nor her family was anywhere to be seen. Marcus and Luna arrived late. Seeing the scene, his heart sank. How could this be? Did get lost or forget? He didn't dare to think further. He then called my phone, again and again, but no one answered. He was tugging at his tie, his face growing darker and darker. Finally, the call connected. Marcus almost shouted, Grace, where are you? Everyone's waiting for you. I looked at the familiar street view outside the window. I've already completed the legal marriage paperwork and gone home. Chapter 5. In the room, my favorite jazz music was gently playing, and the host was preparing celebratory champagne for me. Marcus was utterly bewildered. Where are you? Why can't I see you? I held up my phone, letting him hear the background sounds. Listen, the melodious music, mingled with the crisp pop of champagne being opened, clearly transmitted through the phone. Marcus's body stiffened, his voice trembling. You're in our house. Are you insane? I already sold that house. I let out a soft laugh. I know. Marcus looked as if struck by lightning. What do you mean? You knew, and you still went back? Grace, are you doing this on purpose? Today is our wedding day. Even if you're angry, don't act out like this. When you sold the house, did you even ask me? My counter question made Marcus instantly fell silent. That place didn't have much room for appreciation. I wanted to get you a better one, to surprise you. Why don't you understand my painstaking efforts? I smiled, looking at the man pouring wine beside me. Your efforts. I'll never understand them in this lifetime. I'm starting a new life. Goodbye. Hung up the phone. I switched it off and threw my phone into the drawer. When called again, all he heard was the cold, automated phone is switched off message. He felt as if his heart was being squeezed by an invisible hand, the pain making it hard to breathe. He thought, a new life? With whom is she starting a new life? Marcus finally realized that this time, I truly didn't want him anymore. William and Margaret walked over, their faces full of confusion. What happened? Where's Grace? Didn't you go to pick her up? Marcus's eyes were bloodshot, unable to utter a single word. Liam, standing nearby, sighed deeply, finally understanding. I told you not to play with fire. But you just wouldn't listen. Getting married is a huge deal, and you sold the wedding home without telling her. Now look, the bride ran off with someone else. The other day, I think I saw Grace go into the real estate transaction center with a guy. I thought I was mistaken. Turns out, she already had another buyer lined up. William and Margaret, after hearing this, were so angry they almost passed out, their fingers trembling as they pointed at Marcus. You scoundrel. Go get her back immediately. Marcus, his eyes red, grabbed Luna's arm beside him. Luna, come with me. Right now. Luna flinched from his painful grip, pulling back, her face full of grievance. Marcus, you're hurting my hand, and what are you going to do? She's already, Marcus excitedly. She's my wife. I can't let her run off with someone else. You have to come with me and explain to her that there's nothing going on between us. Chapter 6. The man standing beside me was Ryan, the officer who handled my stabbing case back then. He was 3 years older than me, a notorious workaholic, who only stepped down from active duty after being injured during a mission. Grace, do you remember me? I had just woken from a coma, my mind a blur. Officer, do we know each other? Ryan smiled, revealing a set of white teeth. It's okay if you don't remember. Let's reintroduce ourselves. That time, when I had to give a statement, I casually mentioned, the of disinfectant at Saint's Medical Center is a bit unpleasant. The next day, when Ryan returned, he brought a small bouquet of fresh gardenias. You used to like pressing gardenia petals in books when you were in school. You haven't changed that habit, have you? I abruptly lifted my head. How do you know that? Ryan just smiled, saying nothing. Memories from my school days slowly resurfaced, and I gradually remembered Ryan. He was an upperclassman from the class next door in high school, always wearing a clean white shirt and gentle with everyone. Ryan's eyes crinkled with amusement after hearing my impression of him. That wasn't for everyone. It was just for you. I remember that time, Marcus had stood me up again for Luna, and I was so angry that I cried in the Saints Medical Center hallway, which made my wound ache so badly I almost fainted. Ryan appeared out of nowhere and steadily supported me. The last time you cried by yourself all afternoon on the school athletic field was because you didn't score well on a math test. I looked at him in shock. How do you know everything? Ryan's are slightly flushed, because I was there that day too. It turned out he had spent the entire afternoon with me on the academic building rooftop, across from the school athletic field. I never imagined that all these years, someone had been quietly watching over me, to be cared for, to be cherished. It felt truly wonderful. I could feel Ryan's sincerity, but if only we had met before I was engaged. I'm getting married. When I handed him the invitation, the light in his eyes dimmed for a moment, but he still took it with a smile. Young lady, no matter what, I wish you happiness. If you ever feel tired, remember to look back. That day, standing outside the karaoke, after hearing Marcus's heart-wrenching words, my first thought was of Ryan. It was quiet on Ryan's end. He seemed surprised that I actually called him, especially after such a short time. A few seconds of silence left me feeling lost. I was presumptuous. If you don't want to, then never mind. I'll buy the house back. Just as I was about to hang up the phone, Ryan's amused voice came through the receiver. I've waited 10 years for you. We can't just never mind it. Stay right there. I'll be right over. Ryan helped me redecorate that empty house into the home of my dreams. He even brought the bar counter I had casually sketched into reality. When the officiant asked if we were willing, Ryan held my hand tightly, his gaze firm. You once risked everything for someone else, for the rest of your life. Let me be the one to protect you. My tears, finally, couldn't be held back any longer and fell. Chapter 7. When rushed to the house downstairs, it was already the next day. Ryan and I were just getting ready to go out shopping, his bloodshot. Like an enraged beast, he rushed over and gripped my wrist tightly. Why? It's just a house, isn't it? You're leaving me just for that? I replied indifferently. Yes, and no, problems don't happen overnight. The issues between us were never just about a house. Marcus, unwilling to accept it, pointed at Ryan beside me. What can he give you? We have 3 years of history. Even if you want to spite me, you shouldn't just find some random guy to upset me. I calmly looked at the man who was on the verge of losing his mind. We've known each other for 10 years. He's not just some random guy. Marcus looked as if all his strength had been drained, and he staggered back a step. So, you two have been seeing each other? You betrayed me? His words genuinely made me laugh from anger. He was always like this, never looking for fault in himself. Didn't you say Luna needed company? She's still waiting for you at the hotel. Don't let her get too anxious, or you'll feel bad again. And if she ever has a stomachache again, I won't be getting up in the middle of the night to make her a special soup. Marcus stood frozen, muttering to himself. You're still holding a grudge against me. It's because of Luna, isn't it? I told you. She's all alone and pathetic. I just treat her like a sister. Why don't you believe me? I shook my head. Whether I believe you or not no longer matters. I don't want to make things difficult for you anymore, so I'm leaving. I'll give you what you want. A clear path for your heartfelt devotion to your good sister. Marcus was stunned. I don't want this kind of freedom. What you want is for me to turn a blind eye, to swallow my anger, to enable your misguided compassion. But I don't want to compromise myself anymore. The man I want, in his heart and in his eyes, must have only me. I cut him off in one breath, since it had come to this. It was time to speak plainly. I won't accept you staying up all night singing karaoke and taking beautiful pictures with someone else on my birthday. I won't accept you being called away by someone else's phone call when my wound is inflamed with a high fever and I need you. I won't accept being forced to make a mango crepe cake for someone else. Even though you know I'm allergic to mangoes, I ended up covered in a rash, and you called me overly sensitive. With every sentence I uttered, Marcus's face grew a shade paler. He probably never imagined I had built up so much resentment. He opened his mouth, then retorted angrily, then why didn't you say anything? If you don't say anything, how am I supposed to know you've been so wronged? I let out a cold laugh. Didn't I say anything? Didn't I argue with you? Didn't you think I was annoying and tell me to be more sensible? Marcus's face was ashen, unable to utter a single word. I stared into his eyes. Do you still remember how I got this scar? Marcus froze for a moment, then answered instinctively, to save me. But what does that have to do with you finding another man? I gave a cold laugh. You truly don't remember. You never took anything I said to heart, so there's no need for your feigned regret now. Just go, we're long over. Marcus still wanted to say something, but Luna couldn't take it anymore. She got out of the taxi, wearing only a light jacket, shivering with cold. Marcus, I'm so cold. As they went upstairs, Marcus kept looking back at me every few steps. But Ryan and I had already turned and entered the elevator. Marcus stared blankly at the closed elevator door. He seemed to finally remember. Since childhood, he had loved excitement. Car racing, rock climbing, anything dangerous. Every time I advised him, he never listened. I could only silently follow behind him, preparing a first aid kit, checking routes, and contacting local rescue teams. I remembered a year ago, Marcus and his friends had planned to go to the fight. I tried to stop him. It's too chaotic there. Don't go. Marcus pushed me away impatiently. What's there to be afraid of? I'm just going to have some fun. What could possibly go wrong? Mid-match, his opponent lost money and, enraged, pulled out a knife. Marcus and the opponent were scuffling with each other. In the chaos, a knife stabbed towards his back. I don't know where I found the strength, but I pushed him away forcefully, only to be stabbed through my own back later. I lost too much blood and almost didn't make it. If the wound had been 1 centimeter deeper, it would have hit the spine, resulting in high paraplegia. Hearing the doctor's words, Marcus knelt by my hospital bed, crying as he said, I'll take care of you for the rest of my life. Once you're better, we'll get married. Here, I'll give you a home. Marcus took a city map and circled a spot for me. I remembered that place with just one glance. In the beginning, Marcus really did well, making a special soup and changing my bandages every day. Later, my wound slowly healed, but left behind sequelae. It would ache intensely on rainy days. Marcus began to grow impatient. Aren't you better? Why are you still so overly sensitive? Luna has some issues. She can't handle them alone, so I need to go check on her. In the end, he couldn't even remember my follow-up appointment dates. I already promised to marry you. What else do you want? Marcus seemed to finally understand everything. That scar wasn't some badge of love, but proof that I had put my life on the line for him. And after being discharged from Saints Medical Center, I started working overtime day and night, just to buy a house and set up our new home as soon as possible. Having a home of our own in this city was also a promise bought with half my life. On the drive back, Marcus turned on the stereo. When its not song title began to play, he suddenly remembered it was my favorite song. In the glove compartment in the passenger seat, there were still the lyrics I had copied down before. It's not song title, who stayed with me until the end. Marcus buried his head in the steering wheel and sobbed uncontrollably like a child. I'm sorry, Grace, I was wrong. Chapter 8. Ryan and I stayed home for 3 days, with the holiday not yet over. We decided to go on a vacation. I didn't expect to see Marcus as soon as we stepped out. he burst out from the nearby landscaping, grabbing my arm. Grace, wait. Ryan immediately shielded me behind him. Let go. Marcus stared intensely at me, his eyes bloodshot. 5 minutes, please. Just give me 5 minutes. I calmly pulled my hand away. Marcus's hand was empty, and his body swayed slightly. The next second, his knees buckled, and he fell to his knees on the doorstep with a thud. I know I was wrong. The house, Luna, the scar on your back, everything is my fault. He, with trembling hands, pulled a ring box from his pocket. Inside was the diamond ring I had once most anticipated. You said it. As long as I was willing to come back, you would always wait for me right where you were. I lowered my eyes to the ring, feeling only irony. Marcus, do you still remember what else you said on the day you proposed? Marcus froze. I said, I would be good to you for a lifetime. I looked up at him. And did you do that? How can you possibly think I'd forgive you time and again? And how can you possibly think I can't live without you? Marcus's tears fell, one by one, hitting the ground. I was wrong. I was too self-centered. No, I was a jerk. My gaze remained unperturbed. Marcus, some mistakes can't be forgiven just by kneeling. I took Ryan's hand, ready to go inside. Margaret appeared out of nowhere and stopped me. Grace, Marcus is a jerk. But after all these years together, you can't just throw it all away. He truly loves you. I looked at her, asking calmly, Auntie, do you believe that if Luna made a call right now, he would immediately get up off the ground and leave? Margaret stiffened, instinctively glancing at Marcus. Marcus's face was a picture of panic, his mouth open, but no words came out. I gently shook my head. Auntie, you're an experienced woman. You should know that two people truly in love shouldn't be like this. Margaret shamefully released her grip and lowered her head. When I got into the car, Marcus was still kneeling by the door, like a heartbroken lover. Grace. I didn't want to see his heartfelt expression anymore, so I followed Ryan into the car. The next day, Marcus posted on his social media, last time at the fight, consider it a farewell. He tagged me, but I just scrolled past it. Liam tried to persuade him in the comments below. That place has been shut down. Why are you still going there? Are you crazy? You almost died there last time. Marcus replied with a bitter smile emoji. I want to take a chance. If she still cares about me, she'll come. Liam was probably speechless and didn't reply again. After all, he chose his own path. Late that night, Marcus indeed appeared at the abandoned underground fight club. He waited a long time but didn't get a call from me. Liam called him again. Go back. She's not coming. Don't risk your life for a woman. It's not worth it. Marcus refused to give up. He dialed my number. Grace, are you really giving up on me? Listening to his plaintive voice, I just found it laughable. Marcus, you're an adult. You need to take responsibility for your own actions, but you used to. I used to care about you. Now, I'm too tired to love anymore. Marcus fell completely silent. I could hear his heavy breathing. I hung up the phone. I didn't want to get tangled up with him anymore. Half an hour later, he sent me a video. He really went inside. Dim lighting, a rusty iron cage. Marcus's lips were pale, his voice trembling. Grace, look. We were here watching a match just last year. In the video, he staggered towards the blood-stained boxing ring. The camera shook violently. A second video quickly arrived. Remember? That knife came from this direction back then. You pushed me away suddenly. Several flashlight beams shone in, and shouts of warning came from the video. Who's there? Don't move. The video abruptly cut off there. The last message was sending, and then there was no more activity. My heart skipped a beat, but quickly settled back into a calm rhythm. Ryan's warm, large hand covered mine as he looked at me gently. Do you need me to contact my colleagues? The phone remained silent for a long time. He was most likely arrested. I thought for a moment. No. Ryan raised an eyebrow. I thought you'd soften. I shook my head. I took a knife for him that year and lay in the operating room. He first sent Luna a message to let her know he was safe, and it took him 10 minutes to remember to inform my family. He has parents, he has friends. It's not my place to worry about him. The next morning, I received a call from Liam. Marcus was arrested for public brawling and assaulting an officer, likely facing jail time. Chapter 9. Can you go see him? He keeps calling your name, no matter what. He's in there because of you. Faced with Liam's emotional blackmail, I flat out refused. Forget it. Let's not contact each other again. It's better for everyone. The other end was silent for a moment before he awkwardly hung up the phone. At the city detention center, Luna brought him some change of clothes, but she only stood outside the visitation window. Her eyes darted away. Marcus's complexion was very poor, but he still forced a smile when he saw her. Luna, you came. Luna fidgeted with the hem of her clothes, her voice barely a whisper. Marcus, I'm going abroad soon. Marcus's smile froze on his face. Going abroad? When did this happen? Luna blinked innocently, a hint of relief in her eyes. My flight's next week. My boyfriend doesn't like me getting too close to someone like you. Marcus's heart sank heavily. He still hadn't figured out whether his feelings for Luna were responsibility or something else entirely. He always wanted to protect her because her fragility fed his pitiful need to protect. And she was too strong, so strong it seemed she didn't need him at all. No, she needed me when she was hurt. It's just that I seemed to have gotten used to her strength. Marcus's heart trembled. He remembered. Luna sighed beside him. Marcus, the lawyer said your situation is serious this time. You might spend several years in prison. I need someone who can take care of me. Not someone like you. Luna stood up, as if fleeing something. But we've always been good friends, right? Marcus's mind flashed back to the scenes. Selling the wedding home, buying that $3 million designer bag, repeatedly neglecting Grace for her. So that's how it is? Grace took a knife for me, while I ran errands for someone else. Everyone knows the closest people are the most important. But I treated my true feelings like cherishing trash over treasure. Marcus looked at his handcuffed hands and smiled grimly. Karma. This is all karma. Luna pulled open the visitation room door. Marcus, you should rehabilitate well. After this, let's not see each other again. Get out. Luna's eyes instantly welled up, as if deeply wronged. Don't be like that. I have no choice. Marcus grabbed the water glass from the table and hurled it at her. I said get out. The water glass shattered on the floor. Luna screamed in fright and ran, never looking back. Marcus's tears fell. He violently banged his head against the cold glass. 2 years later, I accompanied Ryan to get our child's birth certificate. I caught a glimpse of a familiar figure emerging from the prison. He had lost a lot of weight and his hair had turned white. When he saw me, he instinctively recoiled, not wanting me to see him as he was now. Some people are better left as memories. Looking at the new name added to the birth certificate, Ryan pulled me into a hug, smiling like a child. Ryan and I finally had our family of 3. Marcus slumped, hiding in the shadows. He knew that the woman who had once loved him so fiercely, from this moment on, had nothing to do with him. That's all for today's story. Thank you for listening. This is my channel. The tales I share drawn from life or woven from imagination are meant to offer you connection, reflection, and perhaps solace or newfound strength. If you long to see your own reflection in others' journeys, or seek a glimmer of light within the maze of emotions, subscribe to my channel. Listen with your heart. Explore the stories of life.